So you guys obviously have a very quick turnaround again, and it's been a busy week. How do you make sure, between fatigue, between the travel, that you're ready to go tomorrow?
Thankfully, we have very good facilities here, which help. It's all hands on deck in terms of keeping guys as fresh as possible. Like I said, we have some of the best facilities in the entire league, so I have no issue in terms of the actual physical things, but obviously mentally we have to recharge as well. The best thing you can do after a loss is get back on the field and play a game. So those are some tough games in Minnesota, regardless of how you play or whatever goals are given up. We're not going to talk about that too much unless you ask. But regardless, the best thing you do after a loss is get back on the pitch immediately and battle it out.
Obviously, there was some lineup rotations from the first game and the second game, but some players played 90 minutes. We don't know if those players will play again. Knowing that you guys might have some more rotations, how does that impact the team when the lineup might not be the same game to game?
Definitely, it impacts things. Obviously, relationships aren't as established as others might be. But regardless, I think if you communicate through those things, it'll make it a lot easier. I'm a huge supporter of the fact that you can talk through issues off the field a little bit and on the field as well. So if we communicate well, I think that we can bridge that gap and make it as smooth as a transition as possible.
They were sort of tough losses in Minnesota. Does that make it any more difficult to sort of recover from it when you have those penalty kicks and things like that? Or like you said, is it just important to get back on the field?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously sucks. I think if you look back at the 3 goals that were scored, 2 goals on PKs, obviously it's tough. And then the second goal against Minnesota, it is we're not happy with that goal. Let's just say that. But regardless, it doesn't necessarily make it easier or harder. It's just I think the turnaround in games and the time lapse between those makes it the easiest because the easiest way to get over a loss is to go out there and get a win 2 days later.
Vancouver has struggled a lot this year. How important is it for you guys to find a way to get a result and also not overlook them because any team in MLS can do anything on any day?
Yeah, they might have struggled a little bit, but I believe they beat us. So it's as much as they might have had their struggles, it's something that in a Cascadia game that if we don't get a win and they beat us at their place, we want to return that favor. So regardless of what's going on in their camp, we need to focus on ourselves. And we're not happy with the way the last game went because I think that was one of the more lopsided games I've played in as a Timber in terms of possession and shots and all that. But we didn't get a win. They did. So ultimately we're cognizant of that and we have to go out there and prove that, on the day we're the better team and we have to earn that right because sometimes the better team doesn't always win.